Good evening. I will be talking with you about counseling immigrant groups of the culturally diverse individuals from Southern Africa. Southern Africa, majority of the Africans still believe in ancient spirits as well as God. Christianity is the most common belief among Africans, but they have their belief in the dead coming back to haunt you if you've done wrong by a certain individual, which demonstrates their ancestral spiritual beliefs. And this is sometimes viewed as someone being mentally ill to most American counselors. And that sometimes can be very challenging if counselors do not understand this aspect of the culture. They do not want to be negatively viewed based on their cultural beliefs, and that is why some do not seek counseling. And also, the women of Africa are not looked at as equal to that of men. They are instructed to basically stay in their places as women, and the men are the ones who conduct all the businesses and the running of the households. Some of the strengths in African families are their familial values. You know, they value family, they value togetherness, closeness. You know, they have their rules that they go by, and they are strict to that. In a USA Today article that I posted in the reference section about an Ethiopian family who had migrated to the United States due to political tensions in their country, is one demonstration of strength beyond understanding. Counseling individuals who have encountered such turmoil need the compassion, sensitivity, and person-centered approaches as stated in the cross-cultural relevance of person-centered counseling in post-apartheid South Africa, which is also another reference that is also listed. I have listed at the end of the presentation various articles. One in particular, the USA Today article quotes Carl Rogers and the attitudes counselors need to exhibit in order to closely work with this population of individuals, which are being genuine and real, accepting and caring, and having the ability to grasp the world of the person as they are speaking to you as the counselor. Respecting family values and traditional customs is another attribute counselors seem challenged with when counseling diverse groups of individuals, such as individuals from Southern Africa. Also, with Africans in their family values, it is considered taboo when things are openly said in front of children, meaning they don't necessarily discuss sex openly. It is not talked about. They don't discuss marriage openly. That is not talked about. I have included also a video from a friend of mine who is actually from Zimbabwe, which is in Southern Africa, and she talks about, for about a minute or so, the aunts and uncles who are the ones who introduce the husbands to the wives' families, and they also have what is called lobolas, which is like dowries for marriage, where they offer cattle or money for the women that the men are seeking to marry, and that's the part of the male dominant role that comes to play. Additional strengths of Africans are that they're very strong-minded individuals. They work hard and never are known to receive services from the system when they come over to the United States. They're also very passionate about working as refugees or migrants. They're loyal, and they have many roles they take on when they migrate to the United States. In the USA Today article again, the wife is a family counselor. She's had to take on the role of doing everything for the kids, whereas before she had a nice home in Ethiopia and they had hired workers to help them with a lot of their responsibilities while they went out and worked and also tilled in the farms. In the next slide, you will see pictures of individuals portraying the various roles. Here you have a slide with individuals demonstrating the hard work, dedication, and loyalty. You have the women working together in farming, making clothing and blankets. You have soldiers who are loyal to their country, and you also have our presidents, President Barack Obama as well as President Nelson Mandela, who have worked close together in their candidacy. And also President Nelson Mandela has visited the United States, and of course President Barack Obama visited Africa, and his father is also from Kenya. Issues to consider counseling individuals from Africa would be those of poverty. Some concerns are high cases of HIV and AIDS, and it's challenging to care for families and individuals within these situations because it becomes more emotional and overwhelming for the counselors, especially when children are involved. In Puo and Operaria, which I've included in the reference page, the discussion of HIV and AIDS that's taken over families is causing stress on caregivers left behind to care for the children who too have the disease. And it's hard for nurses, and they even mentioned in the article how it's hard to provide the basic needs, let alone mental health needs. And this is challenging for counselors when families are having to care more for others when they also have health disparities as well. And there is seemingly not enough time for them to keep their appointments for counseling and still have time for child rearing responsibilities by taking on other children within the family. Also, the finances and transportation are a factor that becomes challenging counseling these individuals in Africa, and especially if they're migrating to the United States. And the text even mentions on pages 458, 462, 457, some things that are, referring to abuse, the fear and uneasiness, and the challenges that these individuals have being able to come forward with receiving health care and services within their own countries as well as here in the United States. And also they face challenges with discrimination. They're looked at negatively, so they don't seek counseling, and it makes it hard for counselors to reach out to these individuals. Here I have included a video of an ARV counselor, which is an antiretroviral counselor, who has discussed some of the challenges faced counseling Africans in KwaZulu-Natal, Southern Africa. She talks a lot about the different things that go on within this country and where she works and what she also does. Reasons Africans do not seek counseling are, first and foremost, the biggest one of all, language barriers. According to Marie and Van der Westhuizen, South Africans still have this issue with individuals being able to receive counseling in their native language. Using interpreters, because they too can become emotional hearing such trajectory experiences, is also challenging for the translators as well as the counselors, because the interpreter can sometimes begin to relate, revisit, re-experience what the client may be describing and become over dramatic, angry, hostile, or afraid due to something they may be holding inside of them in terms of their own personal encounters. And it sometimes, can interfere with the counseling session because the client will tend to draw closely with the interpreter, and that makes it challenging for the counselors to be able to obtain that relationship that is needed, that counselor-client relationship. We also have the culture being a reason that Africans normally won't seek counseling because of the privacy of the family. Many things are taken to the eldest aunt and the eldest uncles of the daughter or of the in-laws. These are things that Africans cherish, and they really don't like to take personal issues to total strangers. Lack of knowledge of how the system operates is another contributing factor as to why Africans do not seek counseling. And it makes it hard because they don't know necessarily what is going to be done with the information that is received from them as clients. And they also lack resources, the transportation, the monies to get to these counseling sessions because they're always working. And then you have the fear, the shame, the guilt, and the humiliation of what someone may think about them because, if it's common for the women to be beaten if they are stepped out of line, then, they still hold that humiliation inside and they don't want to be negatively judged. Here is a video that I recorded of a friend of mine who is from Zimbabwe, Southern Africa, and she talks about how the aunts are the ones who are the counselors in the family, so to say. Here I've listed some implications counseling Africans and things that are, needed to be known, the law, exclusions of the law, things that may interfere and may not interfere with counseling individuals that are migrating here to the United States from Africa. Also, knowing the history and culture of this group is very important in their belief systems. And knowing different liaisons, such as resources and references and other groups that this individual may be linked with is also a plus because it helps them to feel a little more respected, a little more comfortable with the situation of counseling. And also being careful of the questions that you ask and how you phrase the questions is very important when counseling and communicating effectively with individuals of Southern Africa. My personal perspectives are to provide trust and confidentiality with my clients, to let them know that everything that they discuss with me will be kept between that client and myself, and also incorporating African religious beliefs, whatever their beliefs may be, whatever will make them feel comfortable is my goal as a counselor, counseling individuals from this diverse group, and providing a safe environment and making sure that I know at least enough resources to refer them to for any outside needs or concerns in which they may have. And also keeping them close with individuals who may be from their homeland and other individuals from surrounding areas of Southern Africa. And most importantly, I'd like to connect with my clients by learning more about their beliefs and anything that they normally do before their normal counseling sessions. Include that within my beginning counseling sessions.